Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And tonight, we're going to talk about the reaction to this whole IRS ATF raid over a gun shop in Montana, because a congressman from Montana is having none of it. I wish every congressperson on our side of the aisle did something just like this quickly. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this one, because this is how we take back our freedoms step by step. Now make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We are distributing freedom daily on this channel, and we'd love to have you with us. And this content today is brought to you by Warwood Tool. Now, Warwood Tool has been in business for 160 years, and they make hammers, ball-peen hammers, sledgehammers. They make forged steel instruments for forged American workers. They are made in the heart of America in the Appalachian Mountains in West Virginia. They are made out of 1060 stainless steel. These are something that can take your work and your craftsmanship to the next level, just like those craftsmen who make these on World War I and World War II drop hammer forges. This is something you want to check out. There is a code LOA5, and there is a description link right down there. And thank you so much to Warwood Tool for making this content possible. All right, my brothers and sisters, we got to talk about this because, wow. So, as you guys know, if you caught my video earlier today, the ATF and the IRS had a little buddy-buddy meeting, grabbed some coffee, grabbed their ARs, grabbed their local, bulletproof shields, and 20 armed IRS guys and raided a gun shop. Ironically, they stole nothing financial, but they certainly did take some 4473s, which are not financial, and the IRS did it, i.e. ATF there, the whole debacle. The video is the last video we did at the beginning of this day. However, this is what I like to see. Check this out. This is what a congressman did, Representative Rosendale. He actually sent a letter directly to Steve Dettelbach, the director of the ATF, and wait till you hear what he has to say. Representative Rosendale sends a letter to ATF and the IRS asking for answers after search of Highwood Creek Outfitters. Now, everything's linked right down there if you want to read the entire article, which I'm about to do for you right now. But this is what we need to see. If we truly want to change the trajectory, we need to hold these executive bureaucracies to account when they overstep their bounds. Now, keep in mind, I am not fully aware of what happened leading into this, but what I can say is when 20 armed IRS agents with ATF guys right behind them, and then they take 4473s, which aren't financial instruments, I get a little concerned, particularly around the data, the addresses, and the names and the serial numbers of all guns ever bought by this store. Or excuse me, sold by the store, bought at this store. That's where this gets really gross. Now, here's what happened on Friday afternoon, then I'm going to read you this letter. Friday afternoon, Congressman Matt Rosendale announced he sent a letter to the ATF Director Stephen Dettelbach and IRS Commissioner Daniel Werfel asking for answers and calling the incident outrageous. It is outrageous, that's well said. Rosendale asked Dettelbach and Werfel for answers behind Wednesday's search, including why it was conducted. And listen to this letter, because this is how you write a letter asking an executive director of a bureaucracy what they just did. All right? I'm going to lead and kind of do it backwards, because I want to show you the questions they asked them. I request that the ATF and IRS cease conducting these Soviet-style intimidation raids. Under your combined leadership, the ATF and the IRS have repeatedly failed the American people. I request answers from both the ATF and IRS to the following questions by June 23rd, 2023. Here are the questions. What was the purpose of entering and closing Highwood Creek Outfitters? What evidence did the ATF and IRS have prior to arriving at Highwood Creek Outfitters, and how was this evidence collected? Does the ATF or IRS have any other plans to conduct similar activities at other firearm businesses related in Montana? Why did the ATF and IRS believe such a large armed police presence was necessary? Valid question. Has the Biden administration expressed support for increasing in-person agency activities at firearms-related businesses? Well, we know the answer to that one. Wink, wink, nod, nod. How much have the ATF and IRS spent to conduct similar activities at firearms-related businesses? Why did the IRS take Highwood Creek Outfitters 4473s, and what does the IRS intend to do with them? Do the ATF and IRS believe it was within the legal rights of the IRS to take Highwood Creek Outfitters 4473? This is where the threat comes right after those really good questions. I remind both the IRS and the ATF that Congress has the power of the purse, and I will work to ensure that funding for these agencies is not weaponized against the American people. Representative Matt Rosendale. Now imagine, just for a second, if every time an executive bureaucracy at the behest of an administrative branch of the executive government said something like this. Here's where they actually started calling Dettelbach some names, and this is why I saved it for last, because it's delicious. So, as you can see, this is the actual letterhead. Again, it's linked if you want to read the entire thing, but here's a few of the highlights. Dear Director Dettelbach and Commissioner Werfel, it has come to my attention that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and the IRS abruptly entered and closed Highwood Creek Outfitters in Great Falls, Montana. Although the ATF are a useful resource in crime prevention and firearms theft cases, this event is another example of President Biden weaponizing federal agencies to target and harass hardworking Americans for exercising their constitutional rights. While we wait to hear more details and the rationale behind this raid, given the position of the Biden administration, this raid appears to be an attempt to intimidate firearms dealers and owners. This is particularly worrying given that it comes just weeks after the ATF closed a gun store in Cobb County, Georgia without any advanced warning. A pattern of intimidation and harassment seems to be emerging under Director Dettelbach's leadership of the ATF. This pattern appears to be orchestrated directly from the White House, as evident by the fact sheet released by the Biden administration, where they detail their plans to hassle mom-and-pop gun shops over minor record-keeping and paperwork discrepancies. Pretty solid. During my visit to Highwood Creek Outfitters, I learned the IRS confiscated all the 4473 forms from the store. This means that the sensitive personal information of any customer ever to purchase a firearm at Highwood Creek Outfitters is now in the hands of the IRS. These background check-in forms include no financial information, and there's no discernible reason why the IRS would need these forms. The IRS committed an egregious breach of privacy for Montana's gun owners, and I am outraged that the agents involved showed no regard for federal law. Although there are still some murky details regarding the events at Highwood Creek Outfitters, there is no circumstance in which 4473s would be necessary in an investigation spearheaded by the IRS. And that is exceedingly well said. Why? We don't even need to go down any other road. Why? Explain why the IRS needed those 4473s when they have no financial information on them whatsoever, and they all have personal data of gun owners in Montana's purchase banks. I wonder. But anyway, let's just stick with why. Explain yourself, sir, because this has the potential to be pretty spicy as it gets more and more unraveled and revealed. But that's what I've got for you guys right now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so we can keep you updated on this story and many others, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.